Applying for university. Cindy is in grade 12, which is an important time for Canadian young people. It's the last year of high school, and students have to decide what they want to do when they graduate. There are lots of options: getting a job, going to a community college, learning a trade, or university. Cindy got good grades in high school, so she decided to go to university. She eventually wanted to be a teacher, so this was necessary. There are lots of universities in Canada, so she had to decide which ones to apply to. She lived in a small town in Manitoba, but she wanted to go to a bigger city. Her top two choices were Toronto and Vancouver, so she applied to the University of Toronto, Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, a suburb of Vancouver, and the University of British Columbia, UBC, in Vancouver. Her first choice was UBC because it had an excellent education program. Plus, Vancouver is an amazing place to live, but it's also quite difficult to get into UBC because it's competitive. You need to get quite high grades in high school in order to even be considered. After she had sent in her applications, she had to wait for a few months to hear back from the universities. The first school she heard from was the University of Toronto. She didn't get accepted. She felt disappointed and hoped that she would hear better news from the universities in Vancouver. After a few more weeks, she heard from Simon Fraser. Good news! She got in. And then the next day, she also got good news from UBC. It was an easy decision. UBC. The other good thing about UBC is that they had a new student residence where she could get a private room. It was a beautiful new building, and each first year student could get their own room. This was much better than Simon Fraser University, where you had to share a room with a roommate. She replied back to UBC and accepted the offer. She told her friends and family members who were all excited for her. Of course, they would miss her, but they were happy that she got into her first choice. Vocabulary: graduate, finish an education program. Community college, like university but much smaller, usually has 1 to 2 year programs. Trade, job. Trade job examples are a plumber, mechanic, carpenter, etc. Education program, where people who want to be teachers learn to teach. Competitive, not easy to win. In this case, not easy to get into a certain university. Student residence, a place where university students live, usually on campus.